been taught. You swallow that pain. That's why people have such a problem with Cat Williams. People have a problem with people that says, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. And that causes a ruckus. And you would say, why are people upset with the truth? When you hear Steve Harvey say, there are repercussions when you tell the truth. Well, remember when we were children? What would your grandmother tell you?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth, because if not, there will be what? Repercussions.
Right.
Well, now it's got turned around. When you tell the truth, there'll be repercussions. So what's the opposite of that? Should I tell a lie?
Yup.
And get a reward?
Yup.
So that's how we're rolling right now. That's how we're dealing with one another right now.
You better
so
tell a
when it
lie.
comes to family and people saying, oh, Monique, how could you? Listen.
Tell us the juicy part, bitch.
I want to live the rest of this journey that I have in peace. I want to be with my family, in love with my man, he in love with me.
Kevin
we watch
Hart
our
shit.
babies grow and develop their own families.
Talk about Cat Williams shit.
Cat
Williams was way funnier.
Because you family, that I should accept that trauma. I could respect how you do it. Because Cat said, you let them people lie in your face. And your response was,
Don't bring up Cat, man.
Cat, I don't know if they're lying or not.
Right.
Because I can only take them at their word.
At the word.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we sent you the audio of Tyler Perry. I don't want you to take me at my word. I want you to hear his words. And what did you hear that man saying?
He ain't gonna snitch.
What did you hear that man saying?
He said it.
He said it.
What did he say?
He said what he said. Bitch, don't put me in the spot.
That is, you know you're not supposed to be recording people.
No. Let me back up.
Okay.
Everything.
Why are you putting me in this, bitch?
And here's where a black woman really gets the kick in the ass.
What he
Had
said?
I not recorded Tyler Perry, then it would have been my word against his. And then on top of that, it would have been, he's so powerful, we can't even pay no attention to that.
Right.
Well, now I have him on audio, which is legal to do where we live.
Right.
Okay? We have him on audio. And do you know what some people then said? Why would you record him? Just like you sat there and said, you know it's illegal to, but did you hear what the man said? I violated you.
Yeah.
I mistreated you.
Yeah.
Do you know, Shannon, that's cost my family tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Over a lie and a rumor?
Is he gonna make he's gonna compensate you for that?
I want you to look in your camera.
Yes.
And I want you to talk to Tyler Perry because you heard what that man said. So ask him, will he compensate my family for that?
Tyler, will you come on Club Shay Shay and let's have a conversation about the fair compensation for what transpired between you and Monique? You can sit right here and she's sitting right here and you and I can have a conversation.
And we'll do you one better. And give me 5 on that, baby. We'll do you one better, Shay. My husband and I'll sit right next to him. See?
Why you gonna bring your husband, bitch?
And some of the people that Cat talked about,
damn,
ironically,
this shit is boring
I have
as hell.
issues with those same people.
They're dirty, we get
There
it.
were people that reached out to Tyler Perry on my behalf.
Okay.
Why
and
would
I was
you
grateful
reach
for
to a
that.
nigga who wears a dress?
There was Al Sharpton, the Reverend Al Sharpton, civil rights leader.
Yeah.
I sent him that audio. He listened to it. He said, baby, what that man did to you was wrong, and you're like my daughter. And we're going to have to get him to fix that.
Right.
Want your video to stand out? Go to motionarray.com.
We got commercial, y'all. Commercial break.
We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about we don't need to fly commercial because we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet. I said, that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him.
Yeah, duh.
Then we had our beautiful sister, Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
Okay, who is, she don't play.
Yes.
Right? I told her what happened, sent her the audio. Now, I don't know if she listened to that audio or not, but however, she called Tyler Perry. She said, Monique, Tyler Perry does not want to revisit this. Okay, fine.
Right.
While we're on the phone, Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
And then Monique has to apologize publicly to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career.
But that'd be a lie.
Look in the goddamn camera.
I thought that was a stage the way you.
Look in the camera.
Yes.
Because you heard it.
Yes.
Damn,
Right?
now
Yes.
she gotta say some shit like that.
When you
Oh, Shay, you
hear
fucked too, nigga.
what this man is saying.
She done
So I
put
said,
you as a
Stephanie,
complex.
Tell Tyler
You in
Perry,
there,
never
baby.
will I meet with him without my
Shay,
husband.
you fucked now.
And I owe no apology, so I'm not going to give
You
one.
lied. Oh,
That goes away.
You should have just shut the
Kevin
fuck
Hart.
up.
Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yes.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, you're like my mother, you're like my aunt, you're like my sister. Okay? Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, I don't really know Oprah,
I fuck
but
with
I'm going to
Monique,
reach out
bro.
to Tyler.
But she,
Appreciate that.
goddamn.
Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do. Now, let me say that before we go any further because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, here you go. We're forever grateful for that.
Shit.
When we were able to give it back, we said, brother, we appreciate you with some interest on top because I don't ever want nobody to think
Feel like they
me and my
gave up.
husband. So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he came back with, I got you. I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, I'll executive produce, I'll partner with you. I said, good shit, Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol. And we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world, right?
Correct.
And was then. We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive use. They was like, oh, this is incredible because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
Money time.
2 weeks go by. We get a call from Endemol. Endemol says, we just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky. And Dave Becky said, Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique.
Ooh.
So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. You know, he doesn't want any kind of relationship with Monique.
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back, then said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol, and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, you don't want anything to do with me. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now. I said, wait a minute. Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? Getting in between our relationship after something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago. If you talk to him, I talk to him. I've never talked back to Kevin Hart again. So that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, I'm like your mother. You said I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up, because when you hear people say, get the anger out your heart. Oh, man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying. It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue, because that is your voice on that audio. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother was whooping up on her and she had recorded it? That's you on tape. So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology?
But what do you want an apology for?
What if I told you that you can use Motion Array to improve your videos fast? For example, you can create a professional opener just like this.
Man, I don't care, nigga.
What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was
this is what I
offered that
wanna hear.
role. Now, Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbot I was difficult to work with. Do you see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability? Because, oh, it's the great Tyler Perry? No, you've got to be accountable for that.
Damn.
Oprah Winfrey, you've got to be accountable for the things you've done with my family. You've got to be accountable for that.
Is there any relationship between you and Tyler and you and Oprah currently?
No. No.
But I thought there was an apology. I read that I read somewhere that Oprah had issued you an apology and Tyler had issued an apology. That's not correct.
No. No.
The only person that's given you an apology.
You saw it. It's Lee Daniels. That's the only person. So we are in a
Who the fuck is Lee Daniels?
Place where we're too afraid to call them for what it is. We're too afraid to say if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, what is it, Shannon?
A motherfucking duck.
Right.
So again, you see the struggle of the black woman as I'm sitting here talking to you and you say, Mo, but why would you record him? But you heard the man violate me. The first thing wasn't, I can't believe that cat did that to you. It's why
Shield
would you
yourself,
do
bitch.
it? And we understand it because we've been conditioned that way.
Because when you had to get somehow, because when you're telling people these are lies, nobody is believing Monique. Nope. So now, even though you have him record his voice, and that's him, and he's saying he made it up, now it's no longer, oh man, I can't believe he lied on Mo. Mo, why'd you record it? So now they put the onus back on you.
Where's the win? How do we win?
Man, you recording shit.
How
though,
does
man.
a black
Fuck.
woman win?
But you right
when
though.
You say,
record
here
that shit.
he is right here. And I look to the community and say, how long do we allow us to keep being exploited, used up, taken advantage of, and because we think somebody can give us an opportunity, we just say, shh, I'm not going to say nothing. If we keep operating like that, Shannon, you're going to have a whole lot of us sitting right here in this same seat, almost telling the same story.
Man, listen,
Why
man,
do you think Tyler is afraid to meet with you and your husband? Why does it need to be you one-on-one when he meet with other representatives and their client? What is it about you that he feels it needs to be just you and he? Does he think your husband is some kind of negative influence on you? He thinks the husband is saying things that Monique probably wouldn't say if I just had an opportunity to talk to her one-on-one. What do you think that is?
Let me say this. People better be glad my husband is by my side.
Why is
because
that?
there are people in Hollywood that know wherever you act up is where I show up. People know in Hollywood, baby, Shannon, and I don't say it with a badge of honor, it's just what it is. Well, I've had to say, who you think you talking to? And we're sitting there with the president of the studio or my patience level is not gonna allow, I've been molested. I've been violated. So the moment I see you trying to do it, we're gonna have to address it. My husband is nothing but a gentleman. And you know why people have a problem with my husband? Because he's right to it. There's no we're going to dance around the bush. He's right to it.
Right.
And people like Tyler Perry, people like Oprah Winfrey, they look at my husband and say, how dare you be so direct?
Right.
How dare you not put your eyes down when you're talking to me?
What?
How dare you do that? My husband is also my manager. Why would he want to exclude my management? It's like, Tyler, you should want my husband to be there. You may want him to be sitting right there so that way we can have a conversation that everyone can be heard. But I appreciate you, Shannon, because most people are too afraid. That's heard the tape. They're too afraid to say, no, I heard it, and this is what he said. I appreciate T.S. Madison because T.S. Madison was the first one to say, no, I heard what he said. So when folks were trying to jump on her, she not down for the black woman, listen, baby, y'all don't even understand the fights that sister be having when ain't nobody watching for the black woman.
Right.
So I appreciate you looking in that camera.
Right. Well, I mean, look, sometimes there are some black people, some, not all, some, that my grandpa used to say, Mo, is that if you're not careful, you'll become the very thing you despise the most in a person. Now, what do we despise most about Trump supporters, ex-President Trump, is that no matter what he says, no matter what he does, they give him an out. There's some people in our community, no matter what powerful black people say or do in our community, we'll give them an out.
And we can't.
And we become the very thing we despise
nigga, I'm giving
the most.
them out,
What
nigga.
we despise most about President Trump, ex-President Trump supporters,
I'ma
is
do
that
it.
no matter what he does,
Tyler, he made it, nigga.
It's
He got
okay.
his own studio.
We
I'm not
can't
talking
do
shit to him.
that. We
Oprah,
can't.
I'm gonna talk shit
if
to her.
somebody's wrong, like you said, Mo, if somebody's wrong, we have to be
Shit,
man or
Oprah
woman
fucking
enough
up.
to say they're wrong, regardless of what comes along with that.
They don't know. They don't understand what them saying I'm sorry will mean for them. See, when I read the
Because
other
that's
day,
not for you. And I'm sorry, it's not for the person that you offended. It's for you. Because currently you're in hostage, your feelings, because you have to live with that.
You've got to
knowing
live with that.
what you've done.
So when you see a woman say, me turning 70, I'm so happy because I've never hurt anyone, stop it.
Ooh.
Want your video to stand out? Go to
No, I don't want my
motionarray.com.
goddamn video to stand out, bitch. Post this commercial. Skip.
Stop it. 'Cause there's a
Skip.
black woman that has been
Skip,
calling
skip,
your name
skip, skip,
for over a decade that you
skip.
seem to want to make go away. And I know I'm not the only one.
Would you sit, if Oprah
Come
called
on,
Mo
Skip.
today, would
Skip.
you sit down and have a conversation with her?
Let me tell you what I'll do if Oprah called me today, Shannon Sharp. We will sit down and have
Shannon
a
Sharp.
conversation with Oprah Winfrey.
Shannon
We will sit down and
Sharp.
have a conversation with Tyler Perry. We will sit down and have a conversation with the presidents of Lionsgate. We will sit down and have a conversation with anyone that is, I'm going to say brave enough to sit down and have a conversation. But what happens is within seconds, if Tyler Perry was to sit right here, you would say, man, I heard you. What you trying to tell me about this sister? Within seconds, Oprah Winfrey would know that people would say, hold up. See, when I speak about Oprah
They ain't
Winfrey,
gonna come out.
and let me
They're
be clear,
billionaires.
I love that sister because she's our sister. She just got to come back across the street. We got the light on. When I speak about Oprah Winfrey, I
She
speak
lied
about
like a
that
mother.
woman
She don't lie,
because
that mother bitch.
she's spoken about me. And when you begin to speak about me privately, I'm going to speak about you publicly. You've been unfair. You've been unjust. And you watched a black woman be thrown under the bus, and you said nothing. And here's what's interesting as well. My husband was saying to me, after I won the Oscar award, right? And she
For a
had
hell of a
people
movie.
come, you know, to talk
Precious.
to the Oscar winners. And I go on the stage and I talk to the Oscar winners. Well, when we go to a commercial, the people in the audience, and I say this humbly, as my husband was telling me, he said, Mama, they wasn't screaming Oprah. They was screaming Monique. Right?
Right.
So much so, I had to say, y'all gonna shut that shit up now. We get ready to go back on the air. We having fun,
Right.
right? He said, but I watched Oprah. He said, and I watched her almost turn in her seat like they screaming her name. Now, some people will say, oh, Monique, you're reaching. Well, let me tell you what then happens. The movie The Butler, that movie was offered to me. Lee Daniels came out and said, I did offer Monique The Butler. But as he said to me, he said, Mo, at the time I didn't have no power and I didn't have no money. So when Oprah said she wanted it, so who played the lead role in The Butler? Oprah Winfrey. Lee Daniels was getting ready to do a biopic on Richard Pryor, and he offered me the grandmother. Who then calls Lee Daniels and says, I want to be the grandmother. So, as you're looking at me, it's the same way I'm
Oprah
looking at that
coming
sister.
at you.
And I'm
She
saying,
hating on you.
why don't we sit down and have a conversation? Because the way things could look, it may not be that way, but just the way things look, Oprah. Just the way you would have my family on your show, Oprah.
One
Yeah, that
might
was
say, Mo,
disrespectful.
well, I mean,
Without
if the
even
role
her
that they're
knowing.
looking for a black,
Big, go ahead and say
Big.
it. Shannon's so careful with his words. He want to say fat black woman.
no,
If the
because-
role looking for a fat black woman, Mo, but he was like,
but I want to keep my podcast, Mo. Y'all ain't finna cancel me.
This why we love you, Uncle Shay Shay, because we want you to say it, a fat black woman. Now, me and Oprah fit the damn description, Shay. Fat black. Don't we fit it?
You do. But I'll be right back in the bed. I'll be your neighbor.
She keep
up
it
there where you
100
live at.
Listen here. So
You
are you
said I'll be your
lying?
neighbor.
No.
Now, I'm not going to have your big ass sitting here in the Hall of Fame and you scared to say shit.
Okay.
Facts.
And I want to excuse
Your
myself for
big
any of the
ass.
babies that might be watching this because I wasn't going to say no spicy things. But Shay Shay get me wrong now. Come on,
Come on, Shay Shay.
One might
Skip.
Or people might say, well, Mo,
Skip.
I mean, the role calls for a heavyset black woman. You, Oprah, y'all fit the roles.
Yes.
How do we know that she wasn't offered the role at long and people think that she's better, more qualified than you?
It don't work like that, Shannon. You can't offer me. Once you say, I want you,
Right.
that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I don't have the money to fund a production.
Right.
I don't have the connections to go to the studio and say, listen, I want to do this movie. She does. Right. So when Lee says, hey, baby, she got the money, go get it.
Get it.
But someone would just say, how is that working out like that? How is that happening like that? Mm-hmm. How is it that things that was offered to Monique, you seem to be playing? Now, I told Oprah about that. See, everything we're saying to you right now.
You was having a conversation with her.
Listen here. I don't play the behind the back. I don't play the I'ma share it with Shannon. There's one thing I will share with you that I've not shared with anybody.
Okay.
But I don't play the behind the back and all of that. I say, listen, let me try to get to you first. Now, if you avoid me, okay. But I tried to be respectful. I tried to call you first. When she had my family on her show, I tried to call you first. I tried to talk to you privately, but then you became the great mighty Oprah Winfrey, and you were too busy to talk. Well, now I'm going to talk about it. This woman has overstepped with me in so many ways that somebody would say,
line stepper, habitual line stepper.
If we wasn't Monique and Oprah Winfrey in the entertainment business, and we was Monique and Oprah Winfrey that worked at Costco, I see you in the break room. I see you at your cash register. Because she's overstepped.
What if I told you that you can use motion array to improve your videos fast? For example,
wow.
Skip.
So, I don't know, Monique. This might be the term crossing of the Rubicon. We might be going too far. If you feel that way, because clearly if you feel this way. Now, yes. I get why you feel this way. I don't know, like I said, I don't know this. I'm taking you at your word. Now, not the Tyler, because yes. I've listened to the audio.
Yes.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about Oprah.
Yes.
I'm just taking you at your word.
Yes.
Can we listen to the audio?
Is it possible she feels the exact same way about you?
How could she?
I want to see what the fuck you said.
How could she? What have I taken from Oprah? When did I have Oprah's mother and father on my show? Mm-hmm. When did I have anybody come and speak about Oprah Winfrey on the Monique show? That's never happened. So how could she feel that way?
Would you have done that?
Had her family on?
Yeah.
Let me tell you how we operate. When we had the Monique show, there was a comedian on there. Mm-hmm. And he was trying to joke T.I.'s wife, Tiny. My husband walked out in the middle of his set. He said, cut. He said, brother, we don't do that here. We uplift our folks. Mm-hmm. We don't play that. So no, I would not have done that. When Oprah Winfrey had my family, and I'll tell y'all, and I'm looking around, baby, because there are people here.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't want to be rude to the people at Shay Shay's club. You got other people in the club, mm-hmm. right? When Oprah Winfrey called me up, and she said, I got a call from your brother. And this is after I won the Oscar award, mm-hmm. right? And your brother wants to come on the show, and he wants to apologize to you for molesting you. And he wants to tell other people how to look out for a predator.
Right.
I said, Oprah, I don't want anything to do with that cat. I said, and then she said, well, if you want me to scratch the show, I will scratch it. I said, sis, don't scratch it because he could be a different person. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to get in the way if that cat is a different person. I just don't want no parts of it.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. When I hung up that phone, Shannon, I was like, I appreciate that sister. Like, she didn't have to call me.
She didn't?
She didn't have to call me and say, I'm going to have your brother.
Right.
I start seeing commercials with my mother. and my father and my other brother who used to be my manager, who knew the fear that I had with the brother that was up on stage, right? We never talked about my mother being there.
She never told you that.
You know how you feel about your grandparents?
Yes, absolutely.
You know the honor and how you speak about them? Imagine you then seeing your granddaddy and your grandmama on a show, and they're talking about somebody that violated you, and that woman didn't tell you that they were going to be there. How would you feel?
I would feel like you felt betrayed.
That is exactly how I felt and how I feel. And it's not, oh, I'm in a... No, I understand it. But you betrayed me, sister. And I'm not the only one.
Because at the time when she called you, she said it was just your brother.
Just my brother. And when my mother was on that show, do you know what I had to deal with, Shannon?
What's that?
I would be in the store, and I would have elderly women coming up to me, and they would say, your mama ain't shit.
Wow.
Damn.
Now, they wasn't lying, Shannon, okay? They wasn't lying, baby. Sometimes you gotta let the truth be the goddamn truth. Sometimes you got to just go with it, but still, it's my mother.
Yeah,
And I'm in here, and because when she I'm having to defend
Now you
something,
really have to see
and
her
I
after
got
that, nigga. Let's
often
just be
with
real.
them
After that, you put my mom on fucking show like that, nigga. You gotta see me, bitch. You gotta see me, bitch. We stepping out, we taking this shit out, bitch, and we fucking fighting. Cause you brought my motherfucking mama? Bitch. No, you didn't. You gon' see me, bitch. Give me the Vaseline. Put Vaseline and everything. Hell nah, bitch. You ain't gonna motherfucker bring my mama on a show? Shay. Skip.
My mother wasn't
skip,
because you did not
skip.
tell me. Had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm going to have your mama, I'd have said, shut that shit down. I don't need nobody seeing my mama be greedy. I don't need the world seeing. Shut it down. Now, there's a white woman named Barbara Walters. They called her first. And she said, Monique, I told your family, I can't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. You just won that award. Like, why would I do that?
Yeah, you're here. Why would I bring something that I know that you don't want to talk about? You lived it. Why do I need to replay it again?
Ask her.
She dirty.
Your camera right there.
I was trying to.
I know,
She
baby.
dirty.
Ask
She
her.
dirty.
See, this is where
That's
it
what
gets
it
juicy,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Because you're saying the right things, but you're asking me questions that I can't answer.
Right.
I can't answer why Oprah Winfrey did what Oprah Winfrey did.
Yeah.
Only
she
Oprah
dirty.
Winfrey can answer for her actions.
Yes.
So again, stop being scared.
No,
I knew that would get him on there. I knew that would pop him back in, baby. I knew that would get up a Shay.
But even
Shay.
I have a producer
Skip.
and I give him a lot of leeway. But I've had people reach out and say, well, a family member said something and I want to come on your show and refute it. That ain't what we do here.
Right. It's like
It ain't gonna happen.
It's almost you don't cross that barrier.
We don't do the family thing.
You
now.
don't do the family thing. And I'm gonna bring this up. I wasn't gonna do it. But damn it, this seat.
I say, you might want to have another sip over
This seat make you go, truth, tell it. No, tell the damn truth. God damn it, tell the truth. Because family is sacred.
It's supposed to be.
Fact.
And we don't cross the line
Nope.
with family. And people begin to get comfortable to jump on the Monique bandwagon of Monique doing things wrong, and she doing this and she doing that. And there's a brother named D.L. Hughley.
Yep.
And until he take accountability, I won't let it go.
What?
Because,
Oh, this is what I want to hear.
what was you getting ready to say?
I was gonna say, what did DL do?
Let me tell you.
Tell us.
Baby, that first went up, didn't it? D.L. his friend. He like, that's my friend.
Nigga. I like DL.
I've met DL on several occasions.
Smart little
I
motherfucker.
don't know DL like that.
Okay.
Do I know DL
GD?
say like I know an earthquake?
Smart.
No. Do I know since
Got
I
his
interviewed
GD.
Cat, had several conversations with him?
And he's smart
do
as
I know
fuck.
DL on that level? No.
DL's
Right. So
funny.
when we say family is sacred,
Right.
Family is sacred. And we know that you don't cross the line when it comes to family.
Correct.
Right? I do DL's radio show.
Yes.
DL Hughley is not there. His team is there. And Shannon, we having a great time.
Yes,
I mean, baby, we having a great time. We going forward, back and forth. When we get to the end of the show, they say, Monique, you want to play a game? Well, I want to play. I said, sure.
Want your video to stand out?
Oh, this bitch again.
Promotionarray.com. Logo, templates, music.
Let's play a game. And it's a game called Would You Rather.
No.
Okay?
Don't play that
Now,
game. Hell
Monique, you should have said, I'm too old for this game.
Wait a minute. We
Facts.
having fun, baby. Right? We having a good time,
Okay,
Shannon.
okay.
I mean, it's the sister there and it's two other guys. We having a great time. It's a beautiful Black Unity cookout.
Okay.
We having a good time.
Okay.
Don't play that game.
Would you say your wife was your family?
Yeah.
Is that considered family?
Yeah.
So your husband is considered family, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So here we go. They said, Monique, we want to play a game of Would You Rather. Let's go. Would you rather your husband sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom or Corinne Steffens without one?
Really, Monique?
Now, as y'all are watching right now who haven't heard this story, y'all going, they doing the same thing in the studio. They going, okay. That is exactly what happened. Now, I said to the team, how does that uplift our community?
What the fuck?
I said, sister, and her name is Jasmine, how could you ask another sister that?
Right.
Well, we just planned. I said, tell me the joke in that because I don't know what you're insinuating. Then you're involving people that have nothing to do with nothing. Like, what are y'all doing? So I said, I'm going to call my brother, DL. I'm going to call my brother. I call DL Hughley on the phone. I say, hey, baby, yeah.
Huh?
That's how he responds. Yeah.
Did he know it was you?
Yes, because they called him to let him know Monique's going to be calling.
Right.
Like this, it was getting crazy.
Right.
I'm like, just let me get on the phone with my brother, right?
Yeah.
Hey, DL, yeah. I said, listen, I just got off the phone with your team, and they wanted to play this game, Would You Rather? And it was like, stupid. Like, asking me about my husband and Lee Daniels and Corinne Steffens, and his exact words, well, that's how we do it. I said, DL, how does that uplift our community? And again, I don't know what y'all trying to insinuate, but brother, what you doing? Like I said, that's just how we do it. So it is what it is. Now, it got so ugly that my attorney had to send a cease and desist. So it never aired. So we have, like, when Cat Williams talk and people, truth tellers talk, we have receipts to everything we're saying. That's how that whole thing got started, okay? It's family. My husband is my family.
Yeah.
Now, you babies that are really good with this internet, through the years, I've watched DL speak ill of me. Through the years. I never knew DL Hughley had a problem with me. But when Cat said they all a group, he forgot to put DL Hughley in the group. Mm-hmm. Through the years, I was bitter. I was dangerous with what I was doing, saying that it was inequality. My husband didn't know what he was doing. This went on through the years. I was unloved, all of these things. And I said to myself, I'ma see you. I'ma see you. I didn't go on nobody's show. I didn't say nothing to nobody, but I knew the time would come that I would see him. We were scheduled to do a show in Los Angeles. I was the headliner of that show. His name was on it, then his name came off. I didn't question it, but I knew I'ma see him, right?
Eventually.
Okay,
Yep.
Now we have a show in Detroit. Contractually, I was the headliner. DL Hughley posted a memo. Now, when you signed your deal for the Ravens, did you sign a contract or a memorandum?
Damn, that's
Signed
a
the
long-ass
contract.
motherfucker.
You see how you say that? Like anybody that knows good business, you sign.
contract.
The memo is saying this is what I would like,
Right.
but the contract is saying this is what it is. Okay?
Yes.
He put out a memo to our community, and that touched me a little different because I was saying, why would you lie to our babies? Because now they're thinking if they send somebody a memo, that's what they're supposed to get. Okay? I was contractually signed to go as the headliner.
Right. I mean, you go last.
DL Hughley didn't come into the building until 9:30. Now, contractually, I said I have to be on stage by 9:30 because if the show starts at 8, I refuse to keep an audience waiting.
Right.
That is disrespectful to the audience.
Correct.
When I went out on that stage, Shannon, I made sure everything I said, he heard me. Because now you're here and I'm going to say it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I said some things on that stage that I said he was cowardly. And some folks said, how could you say that? How could you do that? And then I posted some things to say, this is what I meant. See, you came after my husband. And when you had a chance to fix it, when you had a chance to say, Mo, my bad, you know, we don't even get down like that.
Right.
You told me it is what it is. And until he's brave enough and courageous enough to say, this is what really happened, y'all. Y'all have never known me to be no shit starter.
Right.
Folks ain't never known me to go over and kick a sandwich out of somebody's hand that's hungry.
Right.
But what people do know
She
is,
fucking
if
hilarious.
you kick me, damn if I ain't gonna kick you back.
Right.
She go
Because
kick.
that's fair play.
Yes, she is.
So there was one left out the pack.
She
and when you have
hilarious.
people that continually don't take accountability, that's why you see us in the state of affairs we're in.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer, Mo, that everybody don't play the same.
Nope.
And someone once told me, what is joke to you is death to someone else.
That little shit he does.
What is joke? That's
Skip,
why we
skip,
don't play
skip,
with people's
skip.
families.
No.
When we had the Monique
Skip.
show, the radio show, listen, you can't come on here and speak ill of no one because we don't play like that because we know how this business works.
Right.
So when you allow that to happen, what do you think is going to come back your way? What do you think? And D.O. here,
Ass whooping,
please know,
nigga.
brother, we still
You
love
should whoop that nigga's
Just take
ass.
accountability for it.
Fuck
and
all
we
that.
move forward.
I remember reading something about the situation in Detroit. I didn't know the depth of the magnitude of it. I remember reading something about a memo about, I guess it's an addendum that was added on, but the contract is the contract.
The contract is the contract. And what happens is because of the messenger, it was easy to pile on. It was easy to pile on. And then when you have some of our black folk that go sit in front of a white man and speak ill of their people, I'm like, y'all, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we coming to that we're going to sit in front of this white man? I can't even say his name. I refuse. Everybody know who he is. We sit in front of him and we just let this man say any and everything about us and then we go right in with him. That to me is dangerous. And y'all babies that's good with this little computer, don't take my word. You can just go through the years of this cat just running his mouth. And it's like, stop doing that because what are we saying to the babies coming behind us?
What are we saying?
We're going to continue this, but I want to get into where you're from, the DMV.
Yeah.
Do you realize, like Chappelle, Martin, Tommy Davidson, Earthquake, yourself, what's in the soil in the DMV that got you guys? I mean, you've done television, stand up. All these guys have done television and stand up and are great at it. When you look at like Chappelle walked away from it and said, nah, I'm going to do my own thing because I'm not going to let you guys hold me hostage.
Yes.
But Martin still does television. Tommy Davidson doesn't do as much television. Quake is not in television, but he has all his gigs going on. When you look at the success that a Chappelle, Martin, Earthquake is having, and you say, hold on, ain't none of them guys win no Oscar. Ain't none of them guys did what I did in on the movie set. And they're having the commercial sets that they're having, that should be Mo.
If I was a white woman, do you know what my name would be?
Wealthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
Ooh. Ooh.
Our cars have always had great range and great dynamics. Then to integrate all the functionality that you have in a typical crossover is something that's super important. So the cargo space in the rear, the additional cargo space in the front, fold flat seats that give you this wide open area if you need to do it, the towing that we have on the back end, all of that combined, and then saying, you know what, it's still gonna
nigga, what the
Oh
fuck?
my
Skip.
If I was a white woman, my name would be Melissa McCarthy. Same track record. 5-year sitcom and syndication. Same track record. The opportunities are not the same. So when you have, and as you read all of those things off, and you say, wait a minute, Mo, none of them have this, none of them have that, we get judged by a different stick. We get judged by a different stick. And then when I had people judging me, I'm like, you judging me by your yardstick. You've not done what I've done. And I say that humbly. You've not had the accomplishments that I had.
Right.
When I hear Brother D.L. Hughley say, with that Netflix special, I just accepted anything, whatever they gave me. These are not my words, they're his.
Right.
Well, that's how you do business.
Right.
I'm not mad at you accepting anything.
Right.
Why are you mad at me saying I won't accept anything?
Right.
That's the difference. It's like
I love when he says
people
that.
were judging me. I was hearing people, Shannon, okay? I didn't know we had so many tender people in our group.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had so many tender love. I didn't know we had so many tender people, and I wouldn't want to be on the front line with these tender people where it's like, oh, I can't believe you said that. I can't. But is what I said the truth? Is what I said the truth? No, I didn't put no sugar on it.
Right.
It was shit.
Right.
And I didn't try to make it taste good. We gotta stop running away from what is real, and we run into fantasy.
Man,
and that's
anyway, I
how
gotta
come we
go.
keep staying where we sit.
Thank you for the views.
Mo, before you became
stop.
Monique.